my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we get together and make a card. Today's card is all about coffee. Now, I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I know many of you out there are, and you have a lot of friends that are as well. Now look at how cute this is. It just says take a break, and it says let's get a cup of coffee. Now how fun would this be to give this little note card to a friend, like after the gym or something, just say, hey, let's go get a cup of coffee and have this cute little card. Okay, let's see how easy this is to make. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need a couple products. We're gonna need the Coffee for Two stamp set and die set from, of course, the Stamps of Life. We're also going to need the Make-A-Wish pattern paper. We're gonna use that green one. And we're going to need some fun cork stickers, and I'm gonna also be using my fun markers. Now, let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just take our white cardstock and we're gonna fold it in half. How easy peasy is that, right? And then we're going to take the die, so let's open this up. And I am going, well, might as well open the whole thing because we're gonna need a couple of these pieces. I'm going to take the largest die. And normally I would stamp this first and then die cut it, but because I'm doing this on the fold, I'm actually going to die cut it first. Now, if you really like to stamp first, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. Get these icky guys off there. But I like to die cut it first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this die and I want the fold to be at the very top. So I'm gonna just layer that so the fold is right on the inside of that die. So I'm gonna lay this down, and of course this is where your magnetic platform really will come in handy. So we're barely gonna get that at the very, very top of that die. And we wanna make sure we want to see some space in there, okay? And then we're gonna run this through, easy peasy. We're gonna need some green pattern paper, and we're gonna use the label to cut this out. So there's our card base. So you can see that I have just the very, very top is that fold. Isn't that awesome? I just made a card. Easy peasy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna die cut this. Now, I also want you to notice that, see how you can see through these dies, which is fantastic. What we're gonna do is we wanna make sure that we don't put this on here so our grid will be, you know, completely like blah, 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 like that. We don't want that. We want it to be, and that's a technical term, by the way. We want it to be perfectly lined up, so we don't want those lines to be crooked on our label. So we want to do that, and I'm going to use just a cute little small cutting pad so I don't have to wait all day for it. There we go. Now let's do some stamping, finally, right? Okay, so we're gonna put that back, get this, we have this, we're ready for that. So let's get our stamp, and where is it? Here it is. I thought I had one open already on this one, I guess I don't. Now this is a larger stamp, so we're going to, number one, make sure that we use a larger block. Number two, this one is also empty on the inside. See how I can put my finger through it? That way I could give you extra stamps on the sheet. Now, when that happens, it's hard to put it on your block. So if you put it on your block like this, it's gonna be crooked. Whoops, I didn't even get it on there right. If you just lay it on there haphazardly, it's gonna be crooked and you're gonna be sad. So what you wanna do, normally you would stamp first, right? So you would lay this face down, you would lay your, lay your die down and then lay your stamp face down. And then it's going to go to its own shape. So you're just gonna kind of move it around a little. Stamp is face down, right? Now I know it's gonna perfectly line up with that die because it's in the die. Then I'm gonna take my block and I'm gonna lay that right on top, give it a smush, and now it's perfectly lined up on my block. I could never line it up like that by hand, okay? So if you ever have trouble lining up your dies, just do that and it'll work perfect. So let's get some ink, and we're going to use our licorice ink, and we're gonna ink this baby up, and I need some scratch paper. I'm looking around for some scratch. Well, when in doubt, just grab some out of the trash. And this is, oh, this is Kirsten's contact information for her, because she's a teacher. So we'll use this because this is trash, and she doesn't know that we save all of our scraps, so she's lucky her daddy didn't see this in the trash because he would have pulled it out. Okay, so now we're going to ink that, and look, ooh, look at that. See, we want to make sure we don't do that. So that's why we always ink the first time onto scratch paper. We're going to ink this baby up again. And because we had such a big mistake right there, let's go ahead and do it again onto scratch paper. Less pressure this time, but make sure we still get pressure on the back. And there we go, perfect, right? Okay, so now we know we can go ahead and ink our stamp. And we are going to do this. Now, why did I ink it first onto stamp it first onto scratch paper? This is the first time I've used this stamp. It's a brand new stamp, and we want to make sure that I condition it just enough to get a good impression on this one. So now I'm going to line this up. Now you can see why it's better to always stamp first. And we're going to stamp. Now again, don't press too hard in that one spot. So now we know the intricacies of this the stamp. Lift it up, and look how cute it is. Because I used my secret weapon, I got a perfect impression. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna color it, but we're also going to add some more little things in there. So the first thing I wanna add is take a break. And we need to get a block. And we need to get ink. And again, brand new. And look, it's a little crooked. See, now I can test it. Make sure that I get it nice and right. Now, if I want to make sure that it's perfect, I'm just going to lay it down and then take it like this. Then it'll be nice and straight. So let's add this. Take a break. There we go. And then we're going to do on the inside, we're going to do the let's get a cup of coffee. Now, I could also say I break for coffee. Let's get a cup of coffee. Or in my case, it would be Diet Coke. Okay, so we're gonna lay that down. Ink that baby up, and again, scratch. You will love your stamping so much more if you do the first time, at least the first time, onto scratch paper. So now we're gonna stamp that. Perfect. Cover our ink pad so we don't put our hand in it. And let's finish this card. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some coloring. And I'm gonna use Ginger Snap because that's probably the closest, or the other one, chocolate, but chocolate's going to be a little bit darker. So we're just going to kind of color this in because we want it to be cute, and we can add some interest to it. See how easy that is? People are always afraid to color. You know what? Just color. Don't worry about, what kind of special markers. You just use whatever you have. We, of course, sell markers, but use whatever you have. Please don't feel like you have to go out and spend, $500 on markers. I've heard of people doing that. Who has that kind of money to spend on markers? But just get a good pair of markers, and look how easy that is. And then, there we go. And then, let's see, I'm trying to copy my sample, which is not always a very good idea. I'm just gonna add this. Look how cute this is. It's just adding a little, and you could really go to town on this because this is a fun one. Okay, and I'm just going to color in this one down here. I don't know. I'm trying to go fast. Normally I go a little slower because, but I'm trying to go fast because you guys are watching, and I know you don't want to just sit here and watch me color all day. But I could tell you a story, but I can't think of a story right now. So I'm just going to color this as fast as I can. You would spend more time doing this, but look how cute this is. And they blend really nice, so you can just kind of add more where needed. Okay, let that dry. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add, I'm going to get my little badge that I cut out already, and I'm just going to add a couple little dots, foam squares to it so it pops up. You know, it's fun to have a little extra definition on there. Okay, so let's peel these guys off. We're almost done. These things always get the best of me, though. It's funny. Ooh, okay, good enough. Okay, so let's lay that down right there. Look how cute this is. And then we're going to add our cute little heart, little cork heart, just like that. And then last but not least, we need to sign the back. And of course, there's a stamp for that. And what's this one? Let's find one here. We'll just use this one. I think I use this one for almost all of mine. Created by Stephanie Barnard. Now, we do sell personalized stamps on the website. So, okay, so here we go. Cute, cute. Take a break. Cute little label on the front. Open it up. Let's go. Let's get a cup of coffee. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad, where we get together and make a card. Join me next week for another card. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.